Hey everyone, today we're going to be making a map layer in OnPing. Pull up some Google Maps and get ourselves some coordinates. We'll just kind of get them all around the same area. I don't want to spend too much time doing this part. And let's make another one. And that's probably good enough. We'll put all the rest of our, let's go ahead and let's make one more. So now we have the coordinates for 3 different locations. Let me clean them up so that they'll be ready for us to use here in just a minute. All right, in OnPing, every one of these fields could have coordinates if they're coming from a device that we're pulling data from. The device itself is what gets the coordinates, not the lumberjack or the parameter here, but the device itself is what gets the coordinates. Go to the driver add links, and all of my devices are just going to be manual entry devices. So I'm going to click on my manual entry parameters button. It's going to load up my company, and I'll pick my site. And then here's what I made: oven, mixer, dough. So I'll click on oven and then click edit. And I'm just going to paste these in. So I'm going to copy in this one for the first value and copy in this one for the second value and then hit update. Now that I have coordinates, I can actually click on the coordinate and it'll show me how to get there from our office. Let me go ahead and do that 2 more times with our other coordinates. So normally you do this while you're making the device or adding the device's data in. Then there's one more. I'm going to have this packaging here. Give this packaging the exact same coordinates as the molder. Okay, so let's go through here and make sure we have all our coordinates in. They all have coordinates? Yes. So any parameter that exists in one of these locations will be coordinated with the coordinates that you see right here. So let me go back to my table and let's work on a map. So here I have a custom table, and you can look at our custom table to see how you actually add data. But the important point here is that when I go into edit table contents, this data is coming from each of those particular locations. And you can see that here whenever I click on extra info and add, say, the location name. So oven. So that was one of the locations we just made. But I don't want to add data in because we already have it. Instead, what I want to do is take this data and use it to make a map. First of all, let's look at our column names. We've got update time, parameter name, and value, in addition to machine name. Go back to my edit options and click on plus map layer. So I'm going to call this bakery map, an example of a bakery. All right. Select name column. The name is going to be the name that shows up on top of each of the icons that are created by the map. So machine name seems like a really good one. Then location column. This is the column that's going to determine where the coordinates come from. Again, the coordinates don't actually have to be the value of the column. Instead, they're the value of the device that the data in the column comes from. I want this to be the value column. And lastly, the icon column. So we have the ability to add different iconing rules to our information. I want that to also be the value column. There may be more values in the table than these 3. You can add that with the more info. Now I want to add an icon rule. My first icon rule will just be greater than 0. So I'm going to call it the has value rule. And I'm going to say if it's greater than 0, we're going to make it green. I can change what my icon looks like. I'm going to make it look like a building. All right, and then you see down here there's this line layers thing. This is for if you're adding a shape file or an external mapping software systems files. All right, so let's go ahead and save our map now that we've added all our fields. It says successfully saved map layer. So where do we go to see our map? We click on our bookmark here and click on map. And I click on my map layers and here we are. And it zooms me right in. Now here we have an icon, and you can see that it shows me the value at that point. And when I click more info, I can see the different fields. I can see what the different iconing rules are by clicking on this legend button, and I can get directions to that site. So I'm going to click on the OnPing button to get back to my main screen, then go back to my info table and do just a little bit of editing here. So I'm going to change the machine name column to actually be links instead of values. So So first of all, I'm going to copy this page, and then I'm going to edit the table contents, and then I'm going to click on my little pencil here so I can change my text here. And instead of having it pull the value here, I'm actually going to type it, oven. And then I'm going to have it load up this dashboard. So let me save it and get out of edit mode. Now notice whenever I click here, it takes me to this dashboard. Okay, so let's go back to our map again. Click on map, bakery map. Now, if you see here, I can click this button and it takes me back to the dashboard. So you can make it so that each of your maps icons is linked into a particular dashboard, which allows you to go back and forth between the map representation and the dashboard representation. Also, you can copy these links and share them with other people if you need to show somebody a particular map layer. The last thing is what this plus icon is. I made two of the different locations have the exact same coordinates. When I click that button, I can see either of the two. That way you can still access them independently. And that's really it. You can see you can get a lot of power out of the tool very quickly. Thank you so much.